A health tip from the Spicy Tasty Vegan.
Don't eat the table salt.
Table salt comes from underground mines. It is refined, bleached, and processed salt that give no nutritional value since the refining heat changes the chemical structure and removes trace minerals like magnesium, calcium, and potassium needed for body function.
To better pour out of salt shakers, some salt contains toxic additives like bleach, crude oil, chips, fluoride, cyanide, and aluminum byproducts, talcum powder, and synthetic iodine, which our bodies cannot process, and sugar.
Switch to sea or mineral salt.
Good sources of sea salt can come from evaporated seawater and mineral salts from salt mines. Both contain small minerals that are easily assimilated and aid the balance of body functions.
For more information, contact Spicy Tasty Vegan on Facebook or spicytastyvegan.com. Yeah! Hi, fans, friends, and family. We're
Spicy Tasty Vegan.
I'm Dr. Joe, and this is
Mama Nasira.
And today,
we're going to do a demonstration on how to cook
wild rice. Well, many of you are familiar with the different types of rices, and we brought some examples here. One is a white rice Basmati. We have a short and long grain brown rice. Purple rice and some brown Basmati rice, and when you put all of those together, they call it a wild rice blend.
And of course there are three different types of wild rice. We have the Red Lake, Minnesota wild rice. We also have the Canadian wild rice. And they all look a little different. And then this is the California wild rice.
Now the reason we're going to have wild rice instead of brown rice is dietary concerns as well as taste. First, the rice here turns into starch and sugar in your body. And for those of you that have diabetes concerns and health concerns, that's something you might want to hone in on. So that is why we're having
the wild rice, because the wild rice is from the grass family. And there's no sugar and starches in this rice. It's more of the minerals. So we'll go on and let's introduce our spices. We have the mineral salt. And of course, mineral salt is much more of the salts with the different trace minerals. And then my husband can give you a little bit of information on that.
Well, we also would prefer either sea salt using that or mineral salt, because table salt that we're so used to is something we don't suggest you put in your body. First of all, it's mined in the salt mines, and they use high heat pressure, but this high heat pressure turns the natural salt into something that changes its chemical structure. And to add to that, they put in toxic additives so that it can pour better. And when you don't have those trace elements like manganese, potassium, and calcium, then your body is not able to do the functions that it should.
Okay.
So, once again, mineral salt or sea salt over table salt.
Absolutely. And also, we're adding turmeric, and we all pretty much now becoming aware that turmeric reduces inflammation as well as pain, and you can mix it with water and drink it, and that's fine. And what we're going to do is add it as one of the spices in the wild rice.
Now, what kind of taste does this have, Mama?
It has a taste of similar to a strong taste of a carrot, because it actually looks like a carrot, except it's smaller.
That's when it's in its regular state.
Yeah, that's when it's fresh.
During seasonal.
Absolutely,
Okay.
seasonal. And then of course, once it dries, you can grind it in a coffee grinder or blender, and this is when you come up with the turmeric.
Okay.
And also we add, I guess about a half a teaspoon, we add ginger. And we know that ginger has one of those medicinal healing that goes in pretty much any dish. So we also add it in our rice. And also allspice, and that's a combination of the cloves and all of that we add as well. But allspice is good. And we don't have to use everything, because sometimes you run out of things and you can just go on and continue to prepare your cook your rice. And this is the cinnamon, and we know cinnamon has a lot of medicinal healthy factors that that can pretty much in some ways it's like a medication, but it's herbal.
Let your herbs be your medicine.
That's right.
Now, it's important that we suggest that you use Ceylon cinnamon. Now, most of the others are in one general category that they call cassia. And the difference is curcumin. Now, there's more curcumin in the cassia than in Ceylon. And it's known that too much curcumin causes liver damage. So you want to be healthy.
Absolutely. And another spice that's really popular now is the cardamom. And I've been using cardamom for almost 40 years. I had friends from India, and I got an opportunity to learn about this wonderful spice, and it blends really well with cinnamon. And it's just really nice to have a little of it, as well as the other cardamom.
Yeah, this is a dry, but we also have...
Yeah, this is the grounded. And this is the, we have cardamom pods. And that's the dark pods, the black pods. And then we have the cardamom seeds, which are green. So you can, probably use 3 or 4 of these and maybe 2 of these. And it gives it a very nice, just a strong kind of medicinal flavor that you can easily adjust to. But it's nice to, in the rice. Now we're going to cook wild rice, and we're going to use 6 cups of water in this pot. And I have the water here, and it's alkaline water. We have an alkaline machine, so this is the water that we'll be using. I'm going to use 3 cups of wild rice, and that is what works in the measurements for 6 cups of water. And I'm using 2 of the 3 wild rice. One is the Red Lake, Minnesota wild rice. The second one is the Canadian wild rice. And I have 1.5 cups of each, that's equivalent to 3 cups. And I have the spices. I decided to just blend them together, mix them together. And we have the turmeric mixture, cloves, allspice, ginger, cardamom, a little pinch of mineral salt, pink mineral salt, as well as the cinnamon. And
Now we
all
are
that's
going
in
to,
here.
we're going to use some coconut oil. We prefer coconut oil next to, well, as we prefer this over extra virgin olive oil. We make a point to stay away from the vegetable oils, because when you heat up the vegetable oils during refinement, the omega fatty oils in there turn rancid or spoiled, but you don't smell it because they put deodorizers in it, and next thing you know, there's more inflammation and mucus and waistlines that go bye-bye. So, coconut oil.
And also, yes, we add, I guess, about a teaspoon of coconut oil. And I don't want to forget, we also add the cardamom seed pods. And that gives it a really nice flavor. It almost has a spicy, sweet taste. And if you like, you can use the green cardamom seeds.
And if you're ambitious, like we are on this, we're just going to put those pods together. And see what we come up with.
Absolutely. And also last and least of all, we want to add the cinnamon sticks. And we use the Ceylon cinnamon because it's
it doesn't have the cormorant in there,
right,
like the other types, the cassia.
Mm-hmm.
And so once again, we stress that Ceylon cinnamon.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add 6 cups of water. It's already a hot pot, and here's the second. So they're 1.5 cups each, which is equivalent to 6 cups of water. Okay, and I'll add coconut oil. It's a little soft because it's warm now. I'll add about a teaspoon in the water. Okay, and follow up with the combination of spices. Already measured them out, and so I'll just sprinkle in cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, and cloves, and so forth. And we have a cinnamon stick, as well as I'll add 1 cardamom pod, and probably about 3 or 4, it doesn't matter, about 3 or 4 of your cardamom seeds. And we'll just let it boil. Okay, I'm going to add a little more coconut oil and stir it and make sure it's mixed very well before I add the wild rice. Okay, and now we have 3 cups of wild rice. The 2 that I've combined is the red leg Minnesota wild rice and the Canadian wild rice. 1.5 cups of each. And just pour it all in and stir it really well. Stir it about a minute. 1 minute or half a minute. And just let it boil a little. And since it's now boiling, now I can turn it to low and let it and time it for 25 minutes.
After 35 minutes, this is what you have.
Wild rice. It's nutty. It has a good smell with all the spices, and
it fills you up and it tastes good.
It tastes absolutely wonderful, and you can eat it with your fruits in the mornings. Make your salad, fruit salad with all the different fruits that are in season, and you just mix this in. And whatever superfoods you like to add, maca, you can add your raisins, goji berries, and just whatever you would like. And in the evenings, if you care to have more rice, you can mix it with your salad or a stir fry.
Tastes good.